Hello, lads, ladettes, lassies. We are back with more My Hero Academia. It's the end of the bracket. We've gone from we've gone from 12-ish kids to the final two, Bakugo and Todoroki. It's all come down to this.
Fight this is going to be.
And just in case you lads are new or you're just starting out, my name's Josh. With me is my friend Micaiah. Micaiah's never seen an episode of My Hero Academia. I've seen everything that's been released. The movies, the OVAs, all the seasons. But Micaiah just got into anime. I'm like, bro, we gotta do My Hero. So now here we are. Real quick, Micaiah, just say, who do you think is gonna win this episode? Who's gonna come out on top?
My bet is still Todoroki. Just because his left side is basically Bakugo's power, but also has right side for ice, so he can use those together in some really crazy ways. Bakugo could actually cancel out his ice powers pretty easily with explosions, but that sort of evens things a little bit, but it's still not perfectly even. Like, Todoroki is still so creative in his strategies, and he's still so brilliant about it, that my mind's still on. Yeah. I'm sorry, Bakugo, but
Bakugo, Micaiah's given Bakugo the thumbs down. But the other really only important thing that happened last episode is Ida's brother. We got the big F, the big ol' F for the Tenya name. So really the only way to see what's going to happen there is by watching this episode. So let's get into it. Even brushing his teeth, the intensity never goes down. Oh man. So I guess we could do the after credits scene really quick, seeing Ochako's eye.
Yeah. Wait, yeah.
I thought her mom was using her quirk. We're going to throw you a party. I'm like, what is she making? Just an anime gag, you know.
Yeah, but okay, is that one of Ochako's quirks? Why?
No, it's just a gag. They didn't do anything with Slayer. I can't remember. But in anime, they do really exaggerated things, and like Deku crying and then shoving himself 3 feet into the floor. That didn't actually happen, right?
Okay.
That's just an over exaggerated.
Well, but then here's the thing though: her mom pushed her eye back into place.
Yeah, so that's just
disgusting.
She was
awful.
Uraraka was just so surprised.
I guess so.
Oh man.
No.
I did not see that coming.
No, definitely. I mean, I don't know what to expect sometimes with this. So, okay. What else do we have to?
Deku's mom. We finally found out how Deku kind of told his mom, "Oh, I have a quirk. It's the strangest thing. I'm a late bloomer. It's not medically impossible. So, thanks.
Oh, yeah.
I'm so happy for you."
It's the speed that he said it, or that he delivered it with, that made it that much more believable.
It's so good.
Oh my gosh. So yeah, there was that. Let's see. Ida's brother is still alive.
Yeah, Ida's brother is still alive. That's that's the big thing. He's not dead.
That's gonna be important because he's gonna be an informant on this new hero killer.
Yeah.
Duh. That's what I wanted. There was something I wanted to break down.
Oh.
The hero killer breaking down the celebrity cult that superheroes have.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. That's the awesome thing about Spider-Man is he's a vigilante. Vigilantes are inherently different than normal superheroes because they're doing what they're doing. They're saving people. They're helping everyone. But they're getting hatred, right? They're persecuted for doing the right thing. And so nobody wants to be a vigilante. Everyone wants to be a superhero. Nobody wants to be Spider-Man. So this world doesn't have vigilantes, it just has superheroes. where everyone wants to be a celebrity and everyone wants the fame and the money and the glory and the honor, actually. So the honor that comes along with being a hero and saving people. It's not about the people, it's about what you get after. Which is a system that's going to be really, really, really prone to corrupt.
I mean, yeah, like Endeavor is the number two hero, so that system's already broken.
And then Hero Killer said it himself. He only sees All Might as
All
the
Might
only
is
hero.
worthy.
All Might is the only one worthy of killing.
Yeah,
which is gonna suck, because All Might probably.
Yeah, All Might could just like flick his head and like, and the Hero Killer's knocked out. Now put him in a maximum security prison.
Yeah. No. But yeah, so I'm very, very curious to see how they are, because they've brought up that this, like they've touched or they've hinted at that it could be possible. They've suggested, but they haven't really touched on it. And now with this Hero Killer character, Stain is also a dope name for a supervillain.
The Hero Killer Stain. That's just a dope title.
It really is, yeah. It super is. That's like the Jedi Killer.
The Jedi Killer Maul.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly, right? It's the thing. But I'm glad that they're gonna touch on that conflict a little bit more. And who knows? No, that's not gonna.
Well,
I was gonna say maybe they could have, like, by the end of the series, they could reform the superhero culture into one where you only, or like they figure out a system, or not even a system really. They just dismantle, I guess, the old system, and say, hey, if you want to be a hero, the only thing it really takes is a good heart, right? But first off, this is anime, as we've established.
It's gonna take a while.
Changes things. Yeah, it changes things at a different pace and different things than American media normally does. So like an American media would definitely, and honestly, I think it might be the better for. But anime, like 60-40 on it.
I mean, like, this is something I can speculate on because I have no idea how this anime, like, how like the story ends. But yeah, it would be interesting if they like change the system. I like the system in the show because it brings forth characters like Stain, and that's like a really cool conflict to have. Like Stain, though he is murdering people, like his point is very interesting, and though you can't really side with him, it's interesting to go like, oh, actually he's making sense. You know, you tip that back, you tip back the wine.
His methods are completely off, but his motives make sense. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, okay, yes, starting with the system is smart because it brings out a conflict like Stain. But here's the thing: good conflicts don't just find resolution in the immediate; they find resolution so that they can happen again. And Stain is exposing a massive flaw, a massive weakness in the hero system as it currently stands. That is, like, what idiot would do that and not go, ooh, yeah, like, what?
I mean,
what? No,
like, just,
of course you're gonna try and fix that.
Just looking at, like, I'm not gonna, like, say any examples, but, like, just looking at real-world politics, you know, there's gaping holes in things that everyone's pointing out, and, like, the government, like, you know, like, the political parties, like, you know what? Let's focus on something else. Let's not look at those big old holes. Look! So it's not unprecedented in the real world, where like issues are really big, but like the ones that like actually have like reform is the struggle. So it's not like it's not like a
reform is just always.
It's not a stretch.
No, yeah, you're right. But I don't know, especially if heroes like Deku and All Might are the top dogs and have influence. I don't know.
Like we saw Stain get recruited by the teleporting guy. Yeah. So possibly.
I am also very curious.
Stain Shigaraki team
up. Yeah, that's exactly. I'm thinking a villain academy.
My villain academy.
A hero academy. My villain academy.
My villain academy. That would be a great parody show.
It would be a fantastic parody show. I'm thinking through writing out. So, like, for this show, conflict happen really easily, but then you can also get the satisfaction, right? Like, a show can't just be nothing but conflict with no resolution. That's what we would call torture.
Yeah.
And that is inhumane.
Shoot, there's
and
actually
a villain show would be nothing but conflict. What
yeah.
were you about to say?
There's actually like a term for that. It's like it's like dark fantasy, maybe. I forgot.
Dark humor?
No. It's like I'm
Black
gonna look it up real quick.
Okay,
Like where like you. Ah, shoot! What's it? It's like on the tip of my tongue. I have it in a playlist somewhere. Give me a second. Like I watched a video essay on it. It's like when you have the heroes beat down so much, there's like no real hope in the story.
Yeah.
Where did I put this playlist? Go ahead and keep talking. I'll find it real quick.
No, yeah. Hey. Oh my gosh, yawned immediately as you said that.
Grimdark. That's what it's called.
Grimdark.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's just it's a story style that so think of like a zombie apocalypse basically. But there's no progress. Like all the party keeps dying, but you never gain anything, and then the book ends with like your protagonist just turns into a zombie. That's it.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's the easiest
That
example
makes sense.
for Grimdark, I guess.
Yeah, definitely. Interesting. Yeah, I mean, I guess that story could work in some scenarios. So, like, if you're trying to prove a point,
Yeah.
trying to write, say, satire or something like that, and you're, like, you have a message about society that you want to share. Yeah, nothing's really going to get your point across further than that style.
It's just hard to engage readers because after like let's say it's like a 500-page book, after like 200 pages of like nothing but losses, the reader kind of goes, you know what? Kind of depressing.
Yeah, I don't want to read this more. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So I don't know.
But My Villain Academia, that would be hilarious to watch. I think there's
actually, if you wrote it as a black
comedy,
it could be fantastic, freaking hilarious.
There's
I'm
this
thinking of an actual story like this. It wouldn't work.
There's this
black comedy. It would be freaking.
There's a comic series. I think it's called like The Superior Foes of Spider-Man, and it's like the D-list characters of Spider-Man's Rogues Gallery, and it's like the Sinister Six, but not intimidating. It's like it's a really short comic series. I think it's like only a couple volumes, but it's a comedy and it is hilarious. Like they're super villain layers, like the basement, like one of their parents' basements, I think. It's so over the top. It's so awesome. Great. But I'm just thinking like a show, like a villain show, like that in the My Hero Academia world.
Who's out there who are watching, who are capable of making that? Please make that happen.
Yes.
It'd be kind of like how it should have ended. Has their villain's bar.
Oh yeah, the villain foe.
Yeah. It'd basically be that. But yeah. So then there was that. Oh, and then there was Todoroki talking to his mom.
Yeah, like him
to get her out of.
Yeah, him kind of like going for like that inner peace now. He wants her permission to actually like use his quirk or use his dad's quirk.
He's channeling his inner Poe.
Yeah, his inner Poe.
But this is going to be interesting because he's going to succeed. Like his character arc is pointing out a trajectory where he's already honestly superior to his dad. So his dad can't stop him. And he's trying to be more mature, so he's going to rescue his mom. And when he rescues his mom, I'm pretty sure the only reason Endeavor had his mom locked up in there is because if she says anything, his reputation goes down like a toilet. Like, talk about a free fall.
Okay, so like she's more locked up in a mental hospital.
Yes.
But like there is like serious psychological damage that Todoroki actually has to get his mom through first. Because she actually burned her child. So there is like it's not like he needs to convince the doctors, oh no, she's totally fine. It's like
There's
yeah,
that.
let's
Her
talk
husband
through this.
is
Yeah.
incredibly abusive and powerful.
You know what? Todoroki needs to get Deku over there to talk to his mom. Break down her walls.
Yeah. Yeah. So I'm very curious to see where that goes.
Yeah.
Very, very interested.
I like that he's actually, I like that we're not like just going past like, oh, Deku solved Todoroki's problem and now like he can use both sides really like freely. It's I like that he's going on his own personal journey that doesn't have anything really to do with Deku. He's like, I'm gonna try and find inner peace myself and forgiveness and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And then we had the final fight. That was probably the only point left to talk about. Like Bakugo versus Todoroki. Didn't go the way that you expected at all.
No, it didn't. I mean, if Todoroki was actually trying, he would have.
Oh yeah, if he was trying, there would have been a much different fight.
He would have.
Yeah.
Yeah, very different. And again, you could just use the strategy that I pointed out, where you cool things off. Bakugo can't sweat. Bakugo can't use his powers. Boom, done.
Bada bing, bada boom.
Bada bing, bada boom. Bob's your own.
Actually, that's a really smart strategy too, to be honest.
Yeah.
And my hat's off to you.
Quick. It'd be stupid quick. The only thing is you'd have to keep him from moving. That's the tricky part. So like when he throws him in the ice, like yeah, he was tunneling his way out. That is surrounding a whole bunch of cold, right? So it would have been harder for him to sweat. It would have been harder for him to create the explosions, but he still did.
Yeah.
So in order for that to happen, you gotta freeze. You've got to emote.
Yeah, you gotta do what he did with Ida.
Which is literally just winning the fight.
Like either way, like he wins the fight. Like just make a Bakugo popsicle. Baku skull.
I guess you could go with a really, really quick 3. Like you could create a wall of cold air, and then behind it, this big old chunk of cold air, superheated, so that it blasts the cold air at him. And then that blows off all of his sweat, so that just for a brief moment, he can't sweat any, or he's not sweaty anymore. He can't create explosions. And then, in that moment, perfectly time it so that it freezes him as that's happening. That would might
that would
have gamble.
That would have been the best strategy, but he kind of tried to do what he did with Sarah, just create the gigantic ice block that covered a quarter of the arena. But Bakugo, one, he's already seen it, so like, no. Like Bakugo was ready for that attack. So he kind of tried to do that in the sense of like, I'm gonna literally put him in the icicle that sunk the Titanic.
Yeah. Yes.
I'm gonna put him in the glacier that sunk the Titanic. But Bakugo saw it coming, so like he was already like building up the sweat that he had to like tunnel through it. And then like also Todoroki was just not in the fight at all. His head was somewhere else.
Yeah. Yeah. Interesting. Yeah. Okay. That's all the dissecting that we could do for this episode, I think.
So yeah, lads, thank you all very much for watching. If you enjoyed Bakugo's incredible anger at winning the sports festival, having to be muffled, make sure you hit that subscribe button and leave a like and all that jazz. And we'll be back with next week's episode. Yep, the tournament arc is over. And we're going to get into a different little thing here. Like Micaiah said, we are going to be going into like the stain stuff. So yeah, make sure you stay tuned and we'll see you all lads in the next one.